When you turn those heaters on, fall is me. Got to put my cheaters on. Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? All those weepers, I'm a hypnotized. Where'd you get those eyes?
Did you like it? Do you like that? I'm gonna go to hell. All right, hold on. So I was looking for a remix, but I couldn't find one. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go way back. Good morning. Hey, Lady R. So, Skilo, what do you mean that there's too much data? Explain what you mean to me. Hey, everybody. You like it, T-Bori? Let me take her picture down. Try to keep it chilling here. Jay, I looked. If anybody could find one, let me know. I couldn't find one. I looked for like 20 minutes. Well, there was one, but it wasn't appropriate. So, all right, just a little intro. So, what I'm going to do, what I wanted to do was I wanted to go through some of the uploads that I've put up, and I want to go over them. Now, I don't mind opening up my panel at all. Like, I could put the StreamYard link. What do you guys want to do? Flower Power, thank you so much. Thank you, Tiffany, for digging so deep. No stone unturned. Hats off to you, love. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Flower Power. That's very nice of you. I mean, I don't know. I can only do what I can do, but I'm trying to figure out what is actually going on here. Hold on. Be careful. I got cursed and flashed last night. What you mean you got flashed? Like boobs? Got flashed? Flashed? Must have missed something. I went to bed. Hey, niece. It made me think of the scary movie. Yeah. Hey, Domino Queen. Conflicting accounts from 125 Ben Hill, both parties. Okay, so Andy and Jody. Too much info, though. All right, I got you. So, well, work with it what you can. It all matters, right? So what I want to do is I want to go over some of these uploads, okay? And I love this picture, Jody. Hold on a minute. Let me put it back up real quick. I do love this picture. I snapped this when AB was going over the interview that she did with Doug. And her eyes were so swollen. I think she really was crying at some point before this. She wasn't going to cam up. What made her cam up was the question of drugs. So she turned her camera on, I'm pretty sure. Am I correct or am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe she wasn't planning to cam up that night, but she ended up camming up because of the question that was asked. I bet those cameras were working. Luda, I don't know. I find it very hard to believe. I'm just saying. Someone like Jody, for her cameras not to be working is just so very odd. And you know, there were times where I asked Jody, like when she would tell me about all the people that were harassing her and stuff. Let me take this down. I feel weird keeping it up here, but when when I was asking her stuff, like behind the scenes, when people were saying, she was saying that people were out to get her, they were following her, there was stuff going on, she was hearing noises, whatever it might have been. I always asked her if she had her cameras rolling, right? I'm like, do you have your surveillance on? Like, are your cameras turned on? Are you recording? Like, and I don't really want to say what she said because I don't know, feel weird about that because it's no one's business what people's cameras are doing. But I almost wonder if the answer she gave me was because of the camera situation. It kind of makes me think a little bit the more I think about it. But anyway, enough about that. Okay, so I'm going to pull up. All right, so let's talk about the cameras then. We'll go over the cameras first because Gilo just said that things were not adding up. So let's go over the one. Let's go over the one about the cameras. Give me a minute. I'm slow moving in the morning, guys, so just so you know. All right, the cameras, disconnect cameras on 125. Hey, Amy D. Been missing you, girl. This is short. It's only 3 minutes and 27 seconds long. So this is from November 17th.
Jody Sue, were there any trail cams that would have picked up noise around there? Are there any, do you know of any cameras or surveillance in that area? So could they get sound from them? If you heard this scream, cameras got sound anytime someone's talking outside my house, anytime there's
Hold on, because there's going to be an echo. I don't want there to be an echo. And I'm like so loud in this. Wow. Blow your eardrums out. Hi, Unsolved with Barb. She has dug her hole. Yeah, I think so. Okay, hold on a minute. So I'm just going to play this and then I'll stop it where I think things are funky.
Jody.
You know what do I have a mod in here that can drop the link for AB's like remastered version where he works with the audio? Does anybody have that real quick to drop? I could probably pin that. Or, I mean, I don't know. Does anybody have that link? I could go get it. Let me go get that really fast. Because he put all these together and he works on this sound. 1.5 hours of unfounded claims. Here it is. I got it. Take this. If you use it, just make sure that you give credit. Of course. All right, here's the link. I'm going to pin it here. Hey, for the record. He did do a great job on the audio. I just sent him, last night I sent to his email what I played yesterday. So we'll see if I don't know, no pressure on him. If he doesn't have time for it, that's fine. Here it is. So everything that I'm going to play, he put into one long recording of an hour. I think it was like an hour and a half, around an hour and a half. And it's uninterrupted. So he put all my little clips into one big piece. Save that to your playlist or whatever. It's amazing how much clearer it is when AB, oh, you mean, I'm thinking about the sound. Yeah, of course. AB breaks it down real well. He always has. talked to Allie and she said she did not lose her kids. Okay, Pamela, I don't really care about Allie today. You know, every time I've ever tried to talk about Allie, I've always been interrupted. It's the strangest thing. Anytime I get into deep conversation about Allie and that side of the fence, I end up getting like completely derailed. Crazy shit happens every single time. When evil entered, praying arrests are made soon. Me too. Justice for Summer. She deserves to be found. More than anything in the world, Summer deserves to be found. All right, so let me start playing this. This is about the cameras. I'll drop this link in the chat. So were there any trail cams that would have picked up noise around there? Are there any, do you know of any cameras or surveillance?
There are cameras in the area.
So could they get sound from them? If you heard this scream, my cameras pick up sound anytime someone's talking outside my house. Anytime there's
connected to the internet though, right?
Huh?
Yours are connected to the internet though, right?
Yes, my cameras hook up
We
to
were
the
not
internet.
Our cameras are too far away. It's all satellite internet. If you could even get satellite internet, remember, because some households in the valley can't get it.
All right, I'm gonna drop a link. I don't want anybody coming up here that's gonna be extremely annoying. You know, like, you know, the people that come up and they talk about completely irrelevant things. I'm sorry I have to say that, but I just do. But if you have anything to add to this, or you want to talk about, does anybody know about this with the satellite? Because I'm over here talking about cameras, right? And she's like, well, yours run off Wi-Fi, right? Yeah. So yours are hardwired. And there's a problem. How? Someone explain to me. That would be an electricity problem. If you have cameras hardwired, all right, let me explain something here. So I'm pretty sure, oh my God, she's too confusing. She really is. If she has her cameras hardwired, it makes it even worse for what she's trying to say. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Here, let me drop this. Rumor has it she's probably talking about wildlife cameras. So she ran wires into the woods and hardwired them. All right. So what's the problem then? If she's saying that they ran on electricity, what's the problem? Did you lose power? Makes no sense. Game cameras are battery operated. So why is she telling people that they're hardwired? Listen to this. Jody, please explain yourself. Jody Sue, were there any trail cams that would have picked up noise around there? Are there any, do you know of any cameras or surveillance?
There are cameras in the area.
So could they get sound from them? If you heard this scream, my cameras pick up sound anytime someone's talking outside my house. Anytime there's
connected to the internet though, right?
Huh?
Yours are connected to the internet though, right?
Yeah, so my cameras hook up
We
to
were
the
not
internet.
down there.
Yours
Our cameras are too far away. It's all satellite internet. If you could even get satellite internet, because some households in the valley can't get it. But we're like, I live on a hill, I could have it.
But I live on the hill, so I can have it, which means you have satellite internet and you don't have a problem, right? Right. So what's the problem? Samantha, actually, when I listened back to this, it threw me off big time. And then I believe a couple minutes later, she was talking about something really important, and I was still stuck on this. Like in my mind, I was still stuck over here. She had moved on to something, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even know she just said that, because I was stuck on what she was saying about the cameras. So who has satellite internet here? I do not have satellite internet. I have Wi-Fi. I think I have 5G. Internet, but does she have Wi-Fi? I have no idea. She says she has satellite. What's satellite? I don't know. I've never had satellite internet or satellite TV or anything. We have game cams that run on batteries and have solar also that charge the batteries. Why would a game cam that is typically used in the woods use electricity? Audrey B, that's what throws me off. So is she really talking about trail cams, or is she talking about cameras that were on her house? Because see, and that's where you have to kind of wonder, is she talking about trail cams, or is she talking about cameras that are mounted on her house? Because remember this one time where she said, if I had only gotten enough longer rope or wire or something. What the hell did she say? Does anybody remember? It was when she was talking about how Jackie Dobbs is the reason her cameras weren't hooked. What are you doing out there? What is she looking for? What is she looking for out there in the woods? So I say, Jeepers Creepers, Jody. Alternatively, the hub may have networked video recorder NVR system, which is used with newer internet protocol cameras instead of, okay, well, listen, I don't even know. She said she had to move them because of Dobbs. Yeah, she did, which I also don't believe, because that was at the height of when she was so spooked by him, right? They were looking all in the holler for him the night before, she says. So you're going to tell me she didn't have the cameras hooked up when they couldn't find him, and they drove all around like Bailey town? What is it? They went to multiple different other towns looking for this man. She also slips up and says that they were looking for Summer that night twice, and she wrote it. So not only did she say it twice, she wrote it. It's in writing. There's so much. There's just so much. It's like your brain fried in a frying pan. Maybe they were just for show. Well, I don't know. I think she's full of shit. And then she said that someone stole the SD card. She pretty much blamed that on Don. Hey, Tinky Tink. Andy said they went out to buy cameras the night they went looking for Dobbs. Yeah. Okay. So she didn't hook them up? Okay, maybe she didn't. I don't know. Do some trail cams get activated by sound too, and not only movement? Yeah, mine do. My cameras alert me when there's sound and movement. That's why I had asked Jody about the scream, if her cameras picked up the scream, because mine would have. If there was sound detected, my cameras would have picked it up. Hey, Vilma, my mom has satellite internet. Okay, so Vilma, would you be able to run trail cams off that? Like, I literally have no clue. I don't have trail cams or anything. She does have a bag of SD cards. She held them up once on a live. No shit. Did she really? Where'd she do that? Do you have a picture? Where's that picture? We need a picture of Jody holding all the SD cards. Who has that? Oh my God. Have we seen the cameras? If not, she is paranoid and making people think she does because people are after I and my children. Yeah, I think Constance, I believe that's probably why, So
but the cameras are still too far away. And like my cameras were hardwired, right? But I had moved them and had not hooked them back up yet because I was changing their positions. And that's something else like you kick yourself in the ass for every day. Had I just, gotten more cord, had I just done this, it's like there's no way those would have missed anything. And if it hadn't been for Jackie Dobbs, cameras wouldn't be moved anyway. So I'm like, thanks a lot, guy. But yeah, there were cameras, and that's the thing. There were cameras that would have, and I'm not going to give locations, but there were a couple in there. However, but they were honestly maybe not hidden so well. And I think anybody who had been watching or targeting Summer would have easily picked them out and known not to go past where they were. Hidden so well. And I think anybody who had been watching or targeting Summer would have easily picked them out and known.
Okay, Jody. So Jody says that anyone who might have been watching Summer would have easily picked the cameras out, so they would know where all the cameras were. If somebody was watching Summer, they would easily pick the cameras out and they would know where they were. What a strange, odd statement. I know where two of my neighbors' cameras are because of incidents that have occurred in the past where we helped one another, right? So, but other than that, I'm not looking for anybody's cameras. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care where my neighbors' cameras are pointing. Mine point everywhere. I don't look to see. This is very strange and bizarre. It is a weird statement, right? Agree. It gets worse though. Hold on.
Honestly, maybe not hidden so well. And I think anybody who had been watching or targeting Summer would have easily picked them out and known not to go past where they were. I think, whoever, if it was somebody that took Summer, I think they had watched. Or, I mean, because
Okay. So she thinks whoever took Summer is someone who watched. She thinks that they watched. So Jody had cameras set up, right? She had to move them around. So what did your cameras pick up before if someone was watching? Clearly, you would have definitely caught whoever was watching on your cameras in the first place, right? Watching. Who was watching Summer? You would know. Jody, who knows everything, just doesn't know what happened to Summer. She knows everything. She sees everything. She's a keeper of all secrets, but she doesn't know what happened to Summer or who was around her dwelling. This hypervigilant woman who paid attention to everything, every detail, every noise, everything, even to the point that she could hear Don Wells walking down the driveway and the gravel beneath his feet.
to me, if it was just a random, they had to be the luckiest person on earth to avoid me, the kids, the other neighbors coming.
So was Jody sleeping or awake? Because she says that no one would have gotten by her at all. Hold on. I gotta look at something. Hold on. What? Hold on. Let me put this up. Did this just get posted just now? Thank you, Nicole. 1 minute. Let me pull this up. So, wait. I never knew this. I know. Yep. Holler Bunny. Pull this up. I guess I should turn notifications on my phone. I don't like to keep them on, but if I wasn't looking down at my phone, I wouldn't have saw this. All right, so Penny just posted this on her community. And let me take this down. Hey, Bomb. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat, you guys. She's getting on your nerves. Well, it is what it is. Nothing we can do. I just said the other day, I was like, you know how they tell you to do like puzzles and stuff to keep your brain healthy and you won't get dementia if you do like word puzzles and all that. We don't need to worry about that at all if we listen to Jody. Okay. Twister. Look, it's a total twister. So Penny put, is this up? Did I put it up? Okay. I'm going to read this. DMCC, I forget who that is now. I know who it is, but I forgot. This is Jody right here. So October 6, 2021 at 12:54 p.m. They say what? Jody says, if you remove the scream, all of the same possibilities remain. DMCC says true. Jody says, this is October 6, 2021. And I assume this came from Penny's Discord, I think. The only difference in me coming out versus staying quiet, letting others who outed us come up with BS narratives and wild theories, ... DMCC writes, do you know if people who had cameras would give them to Ellie? Jody says, was that the public was no longer in the dark about there being a shit ton more suspects and possibilities than just Candace and Dawn or thin air. Wow, that's crazy because, you know, I was just sitting here yesterday. Remember when I kept saying that about the way that Jody says that Summer vanished? She's always saying she vanished. Vanished. I hate that word so much. Like vanished where? You don't vanish into thin air. So anyone who says that Summer vanished is a lunatic because she didn't vanish into thin air. And Jody knows that. Thin air. Yeah. Well, give me a new title for one of my lives or something. Thin air. DMCC says, I honestly don't know what to think about what happened. I have two theories, but no clue because I don't know the family well enough to say. I don't understand why they didn't investigate every theory that was possible. Jody says they did. We had cams and pics lining up with the screen time out ready and in cops' hands before dark that first day, before even all cops arrived. Huh? What? What? How long have you had this, Penny? Holy shit. Well then, let me put that on full screen for you. You guys want to screenshot that? This last line. Bunny 4891, October 6, 2021 at 12:58 p.m. They did. We had cams and pics. Pics? Pics of what? You have pictures? What is she saying? What is she saying right here? This is news to me, so out, ready, and in cops' hands before dark that first day, before even all cops arrived. Whoa. How's that possible? Can I move the arrow? Yes. Is there an arrow? Oh, no, I can't. Nope. That's on her side, T. So this right here is part of her screenshot and her. That is what moves the chat down on Discord. So I can't move it. It's before. Maybe Penny can prove that. You're welcome, hon. The word under the arrow is before. Yeah. Yep. Krama Mama says, yet the scream was still unfounded. Luda says, so cameras were hooked up. DMCC is posting note, Linda. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, so now this makes more sense to me. Okay, I remember that name. Okay, this is interesting. Well, grab your Post-it notes and note this. Let me pull back up. Wow, Jody. Wow. This girl is all over the place. Discord is full of interesting stuff. Jody now says is feeding bullshit because we said we had obtained access to the Discord. She never thought Penny would defend herself and release it. Well, did you screen record all of it? Make sure that you have all that. Hey, dang it. I don't know who you are, but I like your name. Peppermint Schmoka. Hey, sugar tits. Let me pull this back up now. That makes no sense. I'm going to put that on my community post. Everyone needs to share that shit out. She needs to explain what she's really doing here. This is unbelievable.
I mean, you would have been so lucky on so many fronts, where you parked, the noise, the dogs, all these things. There's no way. It had to be somebody that had either, say, and to me, like Wood Cruise and Free Cruise, they stayed on Candace Nons for like 2.5 weeks. And with Summer the way she was, it'd been easy to make friends with her. And it never made sense to me. They clear cut over there. They weren't supposed to cut anything except around like where the power lines went. But they clear cut that whole area all the way out to the main road in a way I've never seen done before. So easy access from the backside too. But that noise, if there was a scream coming off, it would have also come to us the same way that day. But it was long enough to make friends with, to lure her in with, 2.5 weeks on that property. And there's all kind, and to see the cameras and see where you would turn and where you'd have to park.
All right, so I will say this about the tree cutters. I always did kind of keep them in the back of my mind. You cannot discount them, right? I don't think that but TBI, I'm pretty sure, questioned all of those workers if they were there that day. I would imagine, right? And if not, then that's a problem, right? But Jody relies so heavily on the tree cutters. Hearing her say Summer's name makes my... Well, hold on. My chat's moving fast. Hearing her say Summer's name makes my gut turn. I never want to hear her say that baby's name again. Yeah, I understand that, Paloma. Does anyone know what Jody Sue is counting down? She's on day 3. Oh my God. I have no idea. I thought I knew what it was, but I was wrong. So, yeah, Loyal to a Fault says FBI, TBI, local LE definitely vetted the tree cutters, in my opinion. I would imagine they did. I mean, what's receipt for what, Luda? Where's Summer? Hold on, let me look and see what they said. Where's Summer? She's covering up what they all participated in the disappearance of Summer Wells. I don't see Where's Summer. The whole Discord was given to Ellie. Jody Sue allegedly sent it to them too. Okay. Krama Mama says, yes, every bit of it was screen recorded when we got access. Nothing had been deleted from it. The conversation flows as it should. Okay, good. When did Jody move from the hill? How long after Summer going missing did Jody Sue move away? She says September. Actually, I have it on a recording. I always thought it was August, but I guess it was September that she left. That's what she said anyhow. I mean, she has so many stories for everything. So I can't see Where's Summer, so I have no clue what they're saying. Sorry.
I mean, that's the thing, but the dogs would still bark, I think. And the dogs, for me, that's what I don't understand. I just don't.
I'm putting the one up above the screen now. This one's a little bit longer. Oh, the president has COVID. Yikes. I just saw in my bar on the side. He was just here in my area like yesterday. She has lost all credibility. I don't believe a word she says. Yep. I know. Everything she says is to convince that she's not involved. I know that, and that bothers me. September 11th, by her post of the cat's grave. Yeah, she buried 2 cats all at the same time. How the hell do you have 2 cats die at the same time? What happened to them? Does anybody know what happened to her cats? Why do you have 2 dead cats before? What is going on with that situation? Does anyone know? She's trying to get under to prevent Andy from speaking at all publicly. Well, you know what? I think at this point he has enough evidence to dispute the fact that, I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not even sorry to say that at all. She's the aggressor, in my opinion, with that situation. So whatever happened prior, I am not going to speak on it. It'll live in their house with them. But from what I see online, she is the one, talking about him, smearing his name, slandering him. Whatever's true, I don't know. Right? I know that I'm confident that law enforcement knows what the deal is there. But I think that Andy would probably have a pretty good documentation at this point, a public documentation and record of Jody Sue antagonizing him, berating him, belittling him, telling stories about him. You know, this has been going on for quite a long time. I don't think she's going to be able to get a protective order anywhere else. That's just my opinion. I can't see that happening, you know, and I really have a problem with abusing the domestic violence resources, okay, because those workers, they have a really heavy load. They have women who are really, truly in danger. Do not overuse services when it comes to getting a protective order. You have to waste the court's time with that. You cannot just go get a restraining order. It's not that simple. You have to sit down with a domestic violence advocate. You have to sign a sworn affidavit of why you are in fear for your life. Okay? You are not in fear for your life if you're sitting online antagonizing your alleged abuser for the last 10 months. Period. There are women who still do not even name their abuser for 30, 50 years. But here's Jody Sue, terrified for her life, and like Andy's some kind of monster. You know, he hasn't even said her name. She, in my opinion, if she lived where I live, she broke her protective order herself and she would get arrested. That's the way it goes. Like, I don't know what goes on in Tennessee, but wow. So that blows my mind. You cannot violate your own protective order. Not where I live. It works both ways. Or a restraining order, a protective order, pretty much the same thing. Not really, but they are in a sense. But anyone knows it's just a piece of paper anyway. But do not go waste their time. There are really, truly women out there with children who are in danger of being annihilated off the face of the planet. And you're worried about putting a restraining order on someone that you sit and antagonize on the daily? Fuck out of here. Everybody can see that. She is not scared. She's scared of what he will say because she laid her head down next to him and shared her life with him, and he knows all her skellies. That's why. She doesn't need a physical protection from Andy Bernard. She just wants him to keep his mouth shut. That's all. That's all. But that's just my opinion. Lilybit says, John Allen Biggins was arrested for saying out of Sullivan County police officer, and he had a female undercover accomplice that posed as a 4-year-old's mother, and another child was kidnapped also. Huh? Oh, Lilybit, yes, I heard about that. But if I start talking about that, and I really don't want to focus too much on, that's not my thing. But I think Cracking Cases covers that, right? She told me the story about the baby being sold for drugs. Yeah, so that's troubling as well. She didn't say she told L.E. Oh, yeah, I heard her say she told law enforcement about the child that the Wells knew that was sold or whatever. She's like, I told law enforcement. Really? When Summer disappeared or when it happened? Mm-hmm. I'm sure Jody was running to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to tell them that her neighbors told her a story about a child being sold, whenever the hell that happened. She probably told them, if it's even true, she probably told them when Summer disappeared, just to cover her ass. Hey, Toodles. Sorry if I'm missing stuff. What was I doing? Oh, the scream. Hold on. See, I got all distracted. I'm just babbling away. Probably behind on chat by a half hour or two. Okay, we'll pull this one up. So this is the shape of the scream. Now, I remember Hold on. What is she doing now? Still running her mouth, not saying anything. I don't know. Is Carlos here? I didn't see him pop in. Andy told me he feels like she had a whole life he didn't know about. Really? So he feels she was living a double life. Is that true? Huh. Interesting. Oh shit, hold on, Kilo. Just over here, wait until Tiffany sees the answer to the cat question. Okay, hold on, where is it? I'm looking, sorry. I don't like StreamYard at all. Hey, Carlos. So wait, here's North Carolina, yeah. Who wrote something about the cats? I'm looking way back, like 5 minutes ago. Can you just write it over again about the cats, whoever wrote it? I'm so sorry. I missed it completely, and I'm all the way back in time. And Lilybet, thank you so much for your super chat. I don't know if I thanked you. I feel so bad now thinking back. I don't know if I did. What about Summer overdosing at 3 years old? Toodles, I'll talk about that. You know what? I'll write that down and I'll put it for like the end of the stream or something, because that's a whole other stream in itself. But you want me to talk about that, I will. Of course. Don't read it. They were attacked by a dog. Huh? A dog? She put them in the camper while they were moving and the nice dog ate them. What? Come on. The dog ate both cats? Is that the story she gave? She's lying. The nice dog ate her 2 cats. Oh my gosh. In the camper? I can't. No way. Oh God, I feel like I'm going to throw up. All right, I had to take a deep breath. Where did she say this? Anybody know? Skilo, where did she say this about? I missed that. The nice dog was alleged. All right. Just be very sensitive with this because I'm feeling like ill over that. The nice dog was allegedly put in the camper with the 2 kittens and it killed them both while they were moving, I believe. Okay, so hold on. How old were they? They were kittens. Why did they need separate grave sites if they were kittens? Wouldn't you just put them in like a shoebox with each other and like bury them together? Why was there 2? Does anyone have a picture of the graves? Hold on a minute. Let me go see if I can find this picture, because now, listen, there's so many questionable, strange things here. I know I have a picture of those. I just saw it the other day. Let me see if I can find it. Wow. Where was it that I saw this? I remember their names were... Didn't Barb and Mike die too? Where did the other cats go? Anybody know? So what? So gross. Can you imagine? So all right, the dog ate the kittens for lunch. Lisa Frazier says, I'm a little behind. Jody Sue and Andy may have been going to all the hollers to check cameras or remove these cards or whatever, in my opinion. Possibly if they actually did give anything to Ellie, maybe viewed them. Wow. They were kittens, like Gigi, I know. Okay, so is it in our, can you send it to me? Gigi, I'm sorry. Hold on. Can't remember them all. Gigi, send me that picture if you can. Send it in a text or on Facebook or Discord, wherever. I want to put it up here right now. Gigi always talks about that too.
The screen cam for me, and I tried to explain this as they kept coming through with different units. It didn't take it very long, and it's something I can't explain it, and I don't know why, because it's one of the only things my brain has ever done this to. And I know probably.
Oh, I was going to highlight this, and I don't know why I did. So Boucher is the nice dog, or Boucher, whatever the hell she calls it, is the nice dog, if I'm not mistaken. Hecken is the mean one. Boucher is she call him Boucher or Boucher? How does she say that dog's name? Is that the one she has a nickname for? What's the nickname she uses? The one who made the appearance last night, to pull those heartstrings on her chat. Yeah. Awesome. Hold on. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. I can't share where this came from because it did not come from Jody's Facebook. Well, should I? No, I don't feel right, but I will share. Hold on. Damn. How did that not stand out to me? 2 graves for 2 cats. Yeah. And would explain blood in the camp. Skilo. No, if they were kittens, you wouldn't put them in 2 separate graves with 2 separate. She had like crosses for them. It looked like dogs were buried there. It was a huge grave site for small kittens. I'm just saying, I've buried cats before, never kittens. I've never lost a kitten, thank God. But when I've lost a cat, which is traumatizing to me, it's not really that big of a, you bury them. You bury them and you know where you bury them and you put your little things there for them. But it's not like it looks like she freaking buried 2 humans there. The crosses are so damn big. Barb and Mike is still there. Oh, okay. So Barb and Mike are still alive. Can you please check your email? Yes. Give me a second because I don't usually check my email when I'm live. I get really ADD, so as if you can't tell. Give me a minute. Okay, it's okay, Gigi. Take your time. I think they were a few months old, so they were tiny. Why would you need 2? Whatever. Yes, Jody has a snake. Does anybody know if the snake is still alive? I'm trying to figure that out. I feel that Jody, Sue, and Allie are more than they say. Something has felt off from the beginning. Cannot shake the madame feeling. Madam feeling they bring once we... Allie? Like they're the front and maybe running it. Jody acts that way, but I don't know about Allie. Maybe in a way, but I don't know. Miracles happen every day. Who knows really what these people do? I will check my email. Lips, just so you know, I get super annoyed by people that tell me to check my email. I know you don't know that, but it annoys the hell out of me when I look down and I keep seeing it and stuff. It bugs me. But I will check it. I will. Just give me 1 minute. I'm going through my chat real fast. Her dog was a Mastiff. You know, I have never seen or heard of a vicious Mastiff. Did she do dog fighting? She says her dog was vicious. I love big dogs, so I don't view dogs in the sense that if they're big and they're real dogs, sorry, no offense to the little ones, but like, I mean, real dogs, like pits and Rotties and Shepherds, Huskies, all the dogs, all the big, beautiful dogs. I don't have, I really don't have any kind of prejudice against big dogs. I love big dogs. In fact, I don't really care for the little ones, you know, like I'll just get a cat. But that's just my opinion. But I know little dogs are lovable and all. I'm just saying, like, I think they get a bad rap, right? It's in how you raise them and how you are as a pet owner. And that's my opinion. The heck with that snake. Yeah, the snake is super creepy. She hasn't pulled that thing out in a while, though. I don't know if it's still alive or what, but oh, I remember when I was watching that. She had that snake out one night. It was crawling, slithering all over her. And I said, can you please never do that again? Because I'm not going to be able to watch you. And she never did bring that snake back out. But I forgot to show this. No, I honestly, Luda, I was looking for the other one. All right, so I'm just going to read this. I'm not even going to show it because it comes from Jody's son's Facebook. I'm not even going to show it. September 6, 2021. Rest in peace, Charlie and Kibby. Kibby or Kirby? Is that spelled correct or Kibby? Kibby. You were my best friends. I love you and I'll miss you. I just wish you both were with me for longer. All right, so that cat looks kind of old and kind of big. That doesn't look like a kitten. All right, so maybe there's photos of the cat as a kitten, but there's only one cat here. And then is that a different cat? Listen, I've had one cat die and it was like a complete walking out of that animal hospital. You would have thought I had lost a child. Like I was devastated beyond words. I couldn't see out my eyes. I was like inconsolable when I lost my Kukla's brother. It was one of the worst days of my life. And it was a cat. So you're telling me that her dog ripped these cats up in her trailer and killed them? I can't even handle that. Who is it that Jody Sue calls Boogie? It's Boogie, not Booger. Boogie. Dee Dee. That's what she calls her son. Boogie. Yeah, Lee Marie, that's what I'm saying. They're your family. Pets are your family. I would dig one hole too. Well, no, it depends. Listen, personally for myself, I'm going to have to change the subject, and this is too much for me about the cats, okay? But I'll just say this, and I have to move on because I probably will not feel well if I keep talking about it. It's making me sick. If the cats were kittens, then I would have dug one grave for the cats, for the kittens. If there was another cat, which this cat looks kind of old to me. So if that cat died, you're going to tell me the dog ate that cat? Come on. That cat's pretty big. Listen, I don't believe this shit. We had a Mastiff. She thought she was a lap dog, and she's so sweet. Yeah. They are sweet. Hey, Chasing. So maybe if the cat died and it was an older cat, it would get its own grave. I could understand that. And then maybe if it killed a kitten too, then that would have its own separate little spot. So, but if they were both kittens, I would not dig. But if it was a different cat and it wasn't related to the little kitten or whatever, then that might be different. I might do too. But listen, the burial spot for these animals is huge. You would think dogs were buried there. That's all I'm saying. I gotta go find a picture. I don't want to start playing this because I don't want to move on from a different subject, but I need to just see if I can find this. I can't see Jody Sue caring that much. Right, Toodles. It's weird, right? She said she's donating money to BK's daughter. Oh, she should go right ahead and do that so she can prove to everybody that she doesn't really care and that her kids are completely open season for the whole entire community, because if his kid is, then hers are too, right? That's the way it works. So no more sympathy for Jody when she talks about how she's protecting her kids, because it works both ways. I'm just saying, like, I just have specific feelings about that no matter who it is. Driving to the fish shop, you're going to get more fish. Aw. Chasing in the fish. All right, I'm going to go try to find this picture, but in the meantime, I'm going to play this. I do like to pay attention to what she's saying, though. And Lips, I will open your email.
What's causing it? Maybe
You don't have to.
The Scream cam for me, and I tried to explain this as they kept coming through with different units. It didn't take it very long, and it's something I can't explain it, and I don't know why, because it's one of the only things my brain has ever done this to. And I know probably what's causing it. Maybe, I don't know. But it started morphing it into a shape instead of a sound. And so now it's kind of like an overlay. Sort of like how they made the older Disney movies, if you ever see that, where they kind of paint a piece of glass and then they do for the back scenes, then they do the, you just have to watch the process.
So really, I've always wanted to ask this question live, because maybe I know other people's brains work differently, right? So does anybody have any idea what Jody's talking about when she talks about the shape being like a Disney movie? Listen to this one more time, because I'm so confused by this. I was like a Disney all the way. I loved the Disney princesses and stuff, right? And if there was a Disney movie, I watched it, and I do not know what she's talking about. Does anybody know what this means? Listen.
Things my brain has ever done this to. And I know probably what's causing it. Maybe, I don't know. But it started morphing it into a shape instead of a sound. And so now it's kind of like an overlay. Sort of like how they made the older Disney movies, if you ever see that, where they kind of paint a piece of glass and then they do for the back scenes, then they do that.
Everything is like, nothing can just be simple here. It's kind of like an overlay where they paint over what Disney movie did that? This is when I stop believing anything she said. Okay, so there really is a scientific explanation for the screen being a shape, okay? Try to be a little bit careful with it, because, You know, it is about summer, so I try to be a bit more. I just hate all of this. I really do. Anyhow, there is an explanation for why someone might see a shape instead of hear a sound. But in my opinion, and I'm no expert, I believe that truly would only happen if there were a pretty major extent of trauma and maybe there was some dissociating going on. All right, so that's how hand-drawn animation is made. Miss Moonfire, okay. It's called LSD, says Dee. Page Master. You mean Fantasia? I love Fantasia. I used to fall asleep to Fantasia when I was a little girl. She's short-circuiting. I feel like I'm short-circuiting right now. Like, it's not even funny. Reanimated older movies. Okay. Okay, so she's talking about actual animation. It doesn't help me like understand her any better at all. Jody Sue, Brandy Gray YouTube video. Jody Sue word state her son is who say the red flash, not her. No shit? Really? Okay, I'll have to write a note about that. Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, I wanted to show you that. Here's the grave. I got the grave here of the cats. Kirby, Kibby, and Charlie. Why do I say Kirby? I don't know. But some of us didn't make it through the night. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the dog ate the cats and they lived. Imagine that. Okay. Thank you, Gigi and Luda. Lisa Boo, did Andy say that? If he didn't say that, I need someone to remove that from my chat, please, because that's a major. Did he say that? Anybody know if Andy actually said that? The ground doesn't look disturbed. Right. Agree. Weird. Super weird. Andy said that? All right. So let me read this then. Okay, yeah. So Skilo says, synesthesia is when you hear music but you see shapes, or you hear a word or a name and instantly see a color. I see colors when like when I close my eyes. I'll see colors sometimes when I close my eyes to go to bed. I never really knew what that was for, but whatever. Definitely have never converted sounds into shapes, but there is an explanation for it. But it doesn't mean that she doesn't know that. Do you know what I mean? I don't even think that that's particularly what she's talking about. Oh my God. Like the little old lady who lived in the shoe. There was an old lady who had a dog and swallowed 2 cats. I don't know why. It just made me laugh. I cannot even handle it. It's drug induced, if anything. I don't know. But anyhow, these are the graves. Jody allegedly, I mean, this is news to me because I never knew this. Can you imagine that? Allegedly, well, I knew about the cats, but I didn't know that the dog ate them in the trailer. Like I had no idea. So I'm in the dark about that. These are their graves. And this happened right as they were leaving. 2 cats just died. All right. If you say so. If you say so. All right, let's go back to the scream.
Watch the process, but it is a shape drawn in, like it's not like a triangle or a square or anything regular. It's the shape of the screen. I know that's so hard. I don't know how to explain, but I could sit down and draw the shape out for you any day of the week, and the scream is right behind it, and I can hear it. It's like if you put a cookie cutter down in sugar and rimmed it. But when I try to access it fully, my brain is like, no, you don't. And it throws that shape up over a certain piece of property that I know the scream doesn't really belong in. And, but I know why it's putting it over that piece of property, but it doesn't belong there. But the scream is now a shape for me, but I mean, my kids can still hear it audibly and bright and clear. But I can tell you my thoughts that day on it were this. It was not an animal. It was not a cougar. It was not a coyote. It was not a dog being kicked, although I tried super hard to dismiss it any way I could that day. But it was not an animal, but like my son, he'll describe it as like it's animalistic. It was not animal. But it was such a bright, in your face, bold, different, definitely not the boys, definitely not Candace or any of that it stopped us dead cold, grabbed me around my stomach in a way that no cougar's going to, no any, I mean, I know the sounds was out, this was not it. I don't, and I mean, literally, it was like having a fist around your stomach when it hit. And we were all chattering, over talking each other loud. But it came in the cabin door and all of us and stopped us dead cold, all of us at the same time. And it was literally like somebody wrapped their hand around my stomach and squeezed. And then my daughter keeps hearing, like it's leaving, fading. Because she got her head out the cabin door area first. But for me, it's a shape now, but like the rim of the scream's still around it, and I can hear it faintly. If I try to access it fully, it's not there. My brain just won't let me. I mean, And if you want to ask the kids about when you come here in person, at least my oldest, maybe not my youngest, because it really does torment her. And if my oldest is willing to talk to you, then, that's all. I mean, he's an adult. He can make his own decisions.
Thanks, Jody Sue. Maggie May asks, could it have been Candace screaming as if she had found Summer? Okay. She says no, it was not Candace. And it was not the boys.
No, because see, the kids were immediately like, "Well, it's the kids." I was like, "No, it's not," because in my brain, I was like, I thought when kids, I think boys, because summer sounds, you hear them, but she doesn't come out as far as they do. So, yeah, you hear her bright and clear depending on where she's at and all these other things, but you didn't hear her in the same way. And I've heard her scream when she's mad, when she's crying, when she's being her loudest, right? Or being a brat. But this was so different. And but the boys' noises, because they're older, I've been around them longer, they've been there on the hill longer, and they're usually the ones to make the most noise, and they come out further. So in my head, it hit me as boys, not Summer. I wouldn't expect her to be in the spot that came from, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, no, it's not. I was like, no, it's not. Exact words. And they were like, no, Mom, that's the kids. And I was like, and I kept listening by a point. It had already left, like, the muffled stop for them. And Sissy's like, well, I still hear it at one point. And I was like, I don't. And my brother's like, yeah, but then, like, nothing for him, too. But then, I just.
Hold on.
Brain.
Do you guys notice that she said she could hear Summer when Summer was being a brat? I hate that. Call her a brat. Jody. Should be calling Summer that. I want to listen to this part again because I was outside smoking a cigarette. She screamed when she saw Jody. So I want to be honest about my feelings here, but Rapunzel. Let me get into this real fast before I go over this last part. So, because there's a bunch of things that I haven't really talked about. In regards to Jody's son, she says right here that he's an adult. He can do what he wants to. Now, I'm a mom, and I have a son, right? And he's old. He's older. So I do have some sensitivity to that, right? Because I have an older child and I don't have a little one or even a younger one, like 12 or 13. Like he's grown. So I don't know how I feel about her son being accused in here. And I feel like, and I'm not saying you can't bring it up or talk about it, but when it comes to the wording and just try not to accuse. All right. Like I said before, these kids that grew up on Ben Hill Road did not ask for this life. It's not their fault that they were in the situation that they were. And even though he's an adult, I do have a little bit more regard, I guess, for. Does that make sense? Do you know why Jody kicked her son out October 21st? No, I don't. So just be easy with the comments about her son. That's all. If you have opinions, be free to talk about them. Just be careful is all right? Not that she gives anybody else that same courtesy, right? Because she doesn't give a fuck about anybody else's kids, clearly. But it doesn't mean that we have to be pieces of shit too. So very hard for me as well because I feel her children are also victims of her. Don't want to give her anything to manipulate them with. Well, yeah, so trauma mama, I feel that, and you don't need to have a child that's grown to feel that way. You don't even have to be a parent to feel that way. But I, as a person, I do have that reservation. That's all. Just be a little bit more sensitive to him. Now, and I'll say this. So I'll ask you guys what you think, because you see so many accusations about her son flying around. What do you think he could possibly have done with Summer? And this is where I don't really get into the son stuff, because what exactly could he have done that the TBI and the FBI would not be able to pick up on? Do you understand? Does that make sense? Does anybody else have anything to say about that? Bomb, digress. Well, that's fine. No, I would like to know what you guys think about it, because I mean, I'm here. Might as well ask. It just stresses me out a little bit. That's all. I feel like every time we call her out about something, our children are the ones who really have to suffer. They have to sit there with her and deal with it. But I don't even know if her oldest is there. I couldn't tell you. But the fact of the matter is, these were innocent children that lived on Ben Hill Road. Although he is grown now, he did grow up there. He did not ask for this life. And I don't want to affect her child in any way. You understand? But I'm not so much like turned off to the idea of speculating, just to a certain point. You got to have boundaries. But what exactly do people think he could have done? Tell me. I think Mom helped to cover something up walking in that creek. Yeah, so Barb Brown, I do take the creek into heavy consideration only because she talks about it so much. I don't like to think about it, but he could have done anything like any other adult in the area, especially if he had help to cover it up. Pure speculation. Rapunzel, you're real harsh about it. So how about this? We'll just leave this. If Jody Sue's son is involved, at least for like my channel, we'll just let the TBI and the FBI handle that. I don't want to get too crazy about that kind of stuff here. Is that fair? Lily Peters, I know. Skilo, I know. Poor thing. If we don't have proof, I don't think we should accuse Jody's son. Yeah. So easy on the accusations. You can speculate and stuff. Just have some tact about it. That's all I ask. Well, Rapunzel, but I'm asking if people could just be a little bit easy on that subject is all. It's just like a personal thing that I have, I guess. For some reason, I feel like Bomb's going to go live today. She's on a roll already. Okay, so T-Boy says, I don't speak on what I think anything is possible in that town of horrors, in my opinion. Well, there. Enough said. Just be easy on the kids, all right? That's all.
I was like, I thought when kids, I think boys, because Summer sounds, you hear them, but she doesn't squeeze. It's not animal being kicked, although that I know the scream doesn't really belong in, and but I know why it's putting over that piece of property, but it doesn't belong there. But
All right, so the scream is up above someone's property, but she doesn't feel like it belongs there. Anyone? So not only does the scream have shape, it also has a location.
But the scream is now a shape for me, but I mean, my kids can still hear it audibly.
That's good. Her kids can still hear it audibly. Now, I would have to wonder, how can they still hear it after all this time? Maybe. I mean, that's possible. So I would compare that to, I don't know if this is the right comparison, but you know, when someone passes away and you can still hear their voice, then like you start to almost lose it. Like you almost can't remember their voice anymore and it kind of freaks you out, right? Has that ever happened to anybody? So that takes years and years and years, but that's also years and years and years that you heard that same voice over again. Now, this is a scream that just happened and maybe discounted at the time or whatever. If it's even real, Ronnie Lawson says this is unfounded. So we're talking about an unfounded scream. It's been over 13 months at this point. Now, this was in November, so June to November, and her kids could still hear the scream audibly. On November 11th, Jody said that her children could still hear the scream. November 11th.
And bright and clear. But I can tell you my thoughts that day on it were this. It was not an animal. It was not a cougar. It was not a coyote. It was not a dog being kicked, although I tried so.
A dog being kicked. Hold on. I just noticed this. See, I notice something new every time I listen to it. So she says it wasn't a cougar. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. It wasn't a dog being kicked. Where did that come from? A dog being kicked? It wasn't an animal. Yeah. She says it wasn't an animal and it wasn't a dog being kicked. I'm trying to put myself in Jody's shoes and like imagine that if this was me. And I'm wondering if I heard a scream, would I ever think it was a dog being kicked? Makes no sense. A dog being kicked. Cows. If she threw that cookie cutter business at Lawson, he was like, skirt. Yeah. And be right. That maybe that's why. Maybe it's unfounded because of this. Imagine what these police officers had to go through listening to this psychobabble. God only knows what it was like that day. I for sure hear something. And who knows if Ronnie had direct, I don't know. Like, I don't know what really went on with all that, but follow your heart, not your head. There's so much gobble going around. Hi, White Musk Lady. Audrey B, I'm pretty confident if you heard a scream, you wouldn't see a shape. Right. No, of course not. And too bad our cameras weren't hooked up. And we'd be able to hear it too. Conveniently, they were unplugged and not working at the exact time that she was having all of these problems that needed to be documented. And Jeepers Creepers didn't see or know anything. Bomb, I'm trying to talk. I'm not even looking at my chat. All right, hold on.
Super hard. to dismiss it any way I could that day. But it was not an animal, but like my son, he'll describe it as like it's animalistic, but it's not animal. But it was such a
You know, Jody also says her kids heard the scream come from the bottom of the driveway. She heard it from all the way, 1,700 feet out on Beach Creek, down by that, what'd you call it? What's the name of that place? Frontier something or other. Anyhow, she hears the scream from 1,700 feet away. Her kids hear the scream from the bottom of the driveway. So we've got Jody Sue who hears the scream coming from Beach Creek in the direction of Mount Carmel Church. And then you've got her kids. Now, this is all by her account. You like the intro, and B's listening to Jody Sue's song. Yeah, we're going to do Jeepers Creepers now. You got Jody hearing it from Beach Creek, and her kids, hearing it from the bottom of the driveway. So, but they all went to the door, she said. Like, they all went outside. She also said her daughter could still hear the scream, but she couldn't hear it anymore. And she says that it sounded like it was moving. Sound does travel in a mechanical wave, but you cannot actually see it. Correct. But the wells, this is also another thing. I was looking at the elevation of 110 and 125. So the highest point of 125 Ben Hill. Oh God, I don't want to mess this up. Hold on. Because I was talking about this last night. Let me see if I have it here. So sick of this bullshit. Did I take a screenshot? They're just about the same, okay? 1,400 feet. Jody says she was the highest. No, Jody. The wells also had a peak that was right in line pretty much with your top elevation was their elevation too. I have it. I'll show you guys. Maybe I'll put a little video out. It's kind of hard though because all of the names of the property owners show up. I don't even know if I can do it. Not that it matters, but so that's two different screams. It's like if someone hears a car horn at the end of the driveway, someone hears a horn way off in the distance. Is total BS. Agree. Empress, thank you. Just last night, she was talking about hearing her neighbors about differentiating the sounds of a truck versus Dawn's Subaru. She seems to hear okay. Gavel, right. And Jody also talks about the fact that there's a slope, like a drop, a cliff. What does she call it? She refers to it as a slope. She says it goes from 30 to 90 degrees. I can't remember what she said. Anyway, I try so hard to retain all of the crazy things that she says, and I try to remember all of the different accounts of, but I probably get them messed up too. She also says that slope catches all the noise. And that's on the side she heard the scream come from. So, Jody, my question to you would be, if you were at your cabin and you heard a scream coming from the direction of Beach Creek Road toward Mount Carmel, right? We know where the cows are. I pulled them up. I've already showed everybody. She says in the direction of the cow. So, if the slope is there and the slope catches all of the sound, it never got to you. You said it right out of your own mouth. Where the hell did I put that clip? I have no idea. This is the same shape she's hearing. But yeah, all right. So never mind the shape for a second. She talks about a slope that catches all the sound. If you have a slope in front of your property that catches all the sound, that scream is not getting to you, or the noise, the sound. It's not going to get to you because it's already been caught by that bass in there. Makes no sense. I don't need to live there to know this. Not by her way of explaining it, anyhow. Rapunzel, I don't want to have to time you out. I see that my mod is asking you. And listen, I have no problem with you talking. You're just a little harsh, is all. Hold on a minute. Please don't make me have to like time you out over this. Where is she? I don't even see her. Is she good now? I think she's good now. She's cool. Rapunzel, just chill a little bit, okay? It's all good. So it's the slopes that she's hearing. Hold on, Keith. Keith, I'm so glad that you're here. Do you know Keith has been around my channel for about, what do you think? Maybe 3-4 years now, Keith, huh? I like that you're in the conversation. So it's the slopes that she's hearing instead of the screams. No, Keith. So she has a slope in front of her house that she says basically stops all the noise. So it catches all the sound coming in through there. She doesn't even realize that she said that. Like, she doesn't even realize she debunked her own. I grew up on a hill, a pretty steep hill, actually. And there was a hill directly across from mine. And that hill was higher than my hill. And I'll tell you right now, the hill across from me, we couldn't hear them, but they could hear us. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Joe would be like, Tiffany's not from East Tennessee. No, I'm not from East Tennessee, but I don't need to be from East Tennessee to know the way that sound travels or carries. So, the dope slope. And B, you're killing me today. Oh my God.
Right in your face, bold, different. Definitely not the boys, definitely not Candace or any of that. That it stopped us dead cold, grabbed me around my stomach in a way that no cougar's going to, no any. I mean, I know the sound says this was not it. I don't, and I mean, it was like having a fist around your stomach when it hit. And we were all chattering, over talking each other loud. But it came in the cabin door and all of us and stopped us dead.
Let me ask you guys something. So people that have paid very close attention to Jody over time, does anybody remember when Jody went to describe the sound of the scream and she brought up the door, right? The cabin door, but she stopped herself and then she said the windows. She said that the cabin door was open. She just talks about the door again. But I noticed she tried to cover up that door when it slipped out of her mouth the first time. I don't know if it matters. I'm just saying. Nope, she didn't mention it to Andy now. And this just doesn't make sense. No, she never mentioned it in her text to Andy. Put yourself in Jody's shoes. She's had communication with Andy pretty much all day, besides the 4 hours and the 1 hour gaps that she didn't answer him. The 4 hours was between 10:04 a.m. Well, we'll say 10:10, okay? 10:10, at least from 10:10 to 2 p.m. No, 2:15 to 2:10 p.m. So 10:10 to 10. Okay, 4 hours. She was completely off the grid. Then in the afternoon between I should have probably written this out, but hold on. I'm really just thinking out loud here. There was an hour gap and it was kind of noticeable to me. Let's see what time it was at. 9:44. All right, so 4:52, talking to the kids. She sent a heart at 5:31, so it was before this. 3:14, 3:45, 3:58, 4:52. So the text message, June 15th, 2021 at 3:58 p.m. What you doing? It takes her until 4. Oh my God. So 4:52 p.m. So it took her a little less than an hour to say, talking to the kids. Why did it take her an hour? I'm just saying, like, I have no problem if it took her an hour to answer him back. But why would it take you an hour to say talking to the kids? Why say anything at all at that point? So remember, there was the most important gaps, in my opinion, in these text messages is from like 10:10 to 2:10. Well, hold on a minute. Yeah, because 2:14. So we'll say, just to be fair, from 10:10 to 2:10, there's nothing. Nothing. Takes her a half hour when he says, too long, no response, you okay? Takes her a half hour to say, yeah. I'll stick the half hour in there. I don't care. Okay, so from 2:38. She says, noise woke me up, going to say 2:14 p.m. I don't know, it could have been 2:20-ish when she sent that because the timestamps wouldn't have picked up. I'm not looking at my chat, I'm sorry. So we'll say from 2:38 p.m. when he says, okay. Then, all right, 2:38, he says, okay. She says she's going to see. Right before that. So just imagine, in between 2:14 and 2:38 p.m., she's going to look to see what the scream was. Or no, it's not even about the scream. Hold on a minute. I apologize. This is about the car door. Oh my God. I want to like poke my own eyeballs out. So my apologies. This is not about the scream. This is about the car door. I have to remember. Okay, 2:40, she said. So, Jody, you didn't hear that car door or truck door slam at 2:40. It was before then because 2:14 p.m., you say, yeah. He says, nothing going on, green heart. Then she writes, noise woke me up, going to see. 2:38 p.m., he writes, okay. So, dead ass, you lied. The noise you heard was not at 2:40 p.m. I'm going to have to send this to myself. Hold on a minute because I want to pull it up real quick. Now I'm bothered. So again, we have Jody giving the wrong time. And I don't care if it's off by a couple minutes because this is exactly what I'm talking about. If you're going to speak on Summer and you're the neighbor and you know everything, and no one can challenge anything you say, Jody, right? Because you know everything. Why did you say that you heard a truck door slam at 2:40 when it clearly you heard this noise long before, or at least a couple minutes before. I won't exaggerate. I'll be fair. So hold on. Look at this. Everybody knows Jody says that she heard that truck door or car door at 2:40 p.m. And the tree cutters left at 3. So, I don't know. Maybe one of them were leaving and getting in their vehicle to go home. Right? But anyhow, we'll keep going here and I will pull this up. So Jody is off on her time. Noise woke me up going to see. Now, he says, you okay? And she takes, how long did it take for her to answer that? So from 2 o'clock, he wrote at 2 o'clock, you okay? 2:14, she says, yeah. He says, nothing going on. Green heart. Noise woke me up, going to see. June 15th, 2021 at 2:38, he says, okay. Too long, no response. You okay? And it takes her a half hour to say yeah. Now, if this noise woke her up, it didn't happen at 2:40. Jody said it happened at 2:40. It happened before 2:40, so you might want to correct that, Jody. All right, let me get back to this recording. So much wasted time on this bullshit. Really. Like, I can't spend the rest of my life decoding Jody Sue. It would literally take 20 years. And it's all a bunch of bull.
Cold, all of us at the same time. And it was literally like somebody wrapped their hand around my stomach and squeezed. And then my daughter keeps hearing it, like it's leaving, fading. Because she got her head out the cabin door area first.
All right, so Chattanooga stuck her head out the door first. And I'll call her Chattanooga today. We could just call her Knoxville. Whatever works. She sticks her head out the cabin door first. So who heard the scream first? Christy says, LOL, my mom is listening with me and she is agreeing with everything you're saying. Oh, tell her I said hi. I don't know if my mom listens to me, but I mean, everybody has my channel links. So you probably think I'm crazy. Has the daughter described the scream? Shanna B, you know what? I don't think I've ever heard a description on behalf of her daughter. Does anybody know that? Has her daughter described the scream? That's cute, Christy. My mom said she listened to me like a couple months ago, but she never said anything again. If she listens to me, she probably listens and shuts it off. She has no clue what I'm talking about. The sad thing about the scream has done nothing but cause confusion. Right, one hot mess. But listen, even if the scream is bullshit, there's a reason it was said. There's a reason it came into the storyline, and the truth will come to light. Gavel, yeah, she said, okay, so she said it was the kids and it was muffled. Right. Then Don says, oh, I think that someone was covering her mouth. Remember when Don was bringing the news reporter down the dog trail and Don said, oh, someone must have had their hand over her mouth and she couldn't breathe and was gasping for air. Like it was like this big dramatic. Jody, I believe, was filling Don's head full of garbage. I do. That's what I think. I think Don talked to Jody a lot.
But for me, it's a shape now, but like the rim of the screen's still around it, and I can hear it faintly. But if I try to access it fully, it's not there. My brain just won't let me. I mean,
All right, so I was listening back to an old interview that I did, and Jody was talking about how she just wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. And I'm listening to this, I'm listening to myself, and I'm like, it's okay, Jody, you know, in your own time, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, Tiffany. I hate listening to myself like 10 months ago, right? When I was so nice and so kind. She's not ready. You're not ready. So you can't access the screen when you're just not ready to. Get yourself ready. It's not about you, Jody. It's about Summer. I am telling myself to shut the fuck up. Bori, you don't even know. When I listen to myself back, I'm like, shut up right now. True story. Oh, God, I can't stand it. Sometimes it's so hard to get through. I'm not a fan of listening back to myself. It's all right. She also said last night in reference to Don's letter and how she knew what his writing looks like because he would write something and show the whole room what he wrote. Huh? The whole room. Was he writing letters to their seems she spent a lot of time with Don to know these things. I think that that's very interesting, and I'm wondering if when Don gets out of jail, maybe he might want to expound on the Jody Sue topic. Never know. Never hate yourself for being kind and thoughtful, but I get it. No, I don't hate myself, but sometimes I just can't even get through some of the things that I want to listen to because I'm like, I have to shut this off. It's making me ill. She loved going to the store with him. Her daughter heard the scream, poor little girl. So she says her daughter heard the scream and her son heard the scream. And you know, I don't know. In August, just remember this, okay? I can't tell you, I don't have the answers, but I do remember on August 24th, Don Wells said that it was his neighbor and her daughter. He did not say my neighbor and her kids or my neighbor and her son and daughter or my neighbor and her daughter and her son. He said my neighbor and her daughter heard a scream. There's nothing mentioned about a son, the neighbor's son, nothing, not a word. Then November, what was the date? November 17th, November 18th, we have Jody on the news with her son, not her daughter. Pay attention to that, right? She doesn't bring her daughter, which is fine because she's younger. So I'm not judging her parenting. I'm just trying to figure out her thought process. Not even her thought process, but the situation itself. She said that they interviewed her daughter and it took like a whole hour, but they never put that out. I wonder why. Only Ansley Daniel would know the answer to that. So, but that's good. That's good. I think Ansley's done a really good job covering Summer's case. But anyhow, hold on. And she comes out in November talking about her son. But her son was never a factor until November. So from June, July, August, September, October, 5 whole months, no mention of her son hearing a scream. Just saying, I think it's totally weird. Let me come back to my chat. I was like staring off into space. She had zero issue putting her daughter out there until people pointed out that she shouldn't. She says she is one type of person, but her actions are opposite. You know, Gabble Geeks, the first time Penny put Jody Sue up on her panel and had her daughter talking, I was in the chat telling her, don't do it. Don't put your daughter out there. I said, protect your kid. Hey, people do what they want. I've been on YouTube streaming since 2018. No one's ever heard my son's voice. You protect your kids. That's all. That's the way I feel about it. But that's just for me. Don't bitch and, get pissed off when people come for your babies you're putting all over the internet. I'm just saying. I think Jody Sue saw an opportunity to be relevant. It very well could possibly be Annabella. But can you imagine all of the time that she has taken from Summer, if that's true? If that's true, and this was all about being relevant or being in the spotlight or wanting to be somebody or what, just wanting to be a part of it, can you even the hours she has taken from Summer, if that's the case? And I'm not saying for law enforcement, because I don't know, they might have written her off a long time ago. Like, no, we're not dealing with that. But for on YouTube, social media, this standpoint, I don't know if people have noticed, but Jody has got this community almost as if Jody is in the town square back in 1862. And everybody is circling around her. She's at the gauntlet. Do you notice that? Like, it's almost like she's got the whole entire community at a stabilized point. I have not seen this community as a whole at such a very focused standpoint since before the fundraiser. I really believe Jody's done quite a bit of damage to herself. I just hope it's not for nothing. That's all. But yeah, you've got everybody's attention, Jody Sue.
And if you want to ask the kids about it when you come here in person, at least my oldest.
I never even noticed she said that to me about meeting her kids. I would never meet with her kids. My God.
Maybe not my youngest, because it really does torment her. And if my oldest is wanting to talk to you, then, that's.
I want to know if Jody let her son hang out with Cameron and Hunter and the other kids like Don Sherfy's son. Who did Jody's son hang out with? I guess I would ask. So that would be another question to add to the list.
So, he's an adult. He can make his own decisions.
Thanks, Jody Sue. Maggie May asks, could it have been Candace screaming as if she
No.
had found Summer? Okay. No, I would never talk to anybody's children. No. I don't even like to listen. I always said I don't want anything to do with talking to any of the people surrounding this case. And here I am, like, wow. I would never talk to her children. Never ever do that. But that's just me. Hold on one sec. There was something else. Shit, what was I just going to say? Oh, God, I was going to say something and I completely forgot. Yeah, Gigi, torment, torture, terrorize, stalk, blah, blah, blah. I'm so sick of hearing it. You know, it takes away the validity of an actual situation where you're being terrorized. So anything that she's ever said about being terrorized, you could just throw it down the drain at this point because she says terrorized every 5 minutes. Terrorizing is a pretty strong word to use. I've dealt with some terrorizers before. And usually, if someone's truly terrorizing you, you kind of shy away from talking about it. You don't really say much at all. Anyway, I completely lost my thought. According to a video I put out yesterday, I think Jody Sue is back with Ellie questioning neighbors. Huh? What do you mean, hon? Sage Burner, I don't know if they have attended public school, but I really don't want to talk about them like that. I do want to have some courtesy for her kids. I don't know. Not sure. I think it was why John took his older son away to Utah with him. What, hon? For real, Suzanne, right? In my opinion, it sounds to me like Summer was terrorized. Amen. Preach. Say it loud for the people in the back because it seems like Jody is sitting in the back row and has no idea that this is about Summer and not about her. Hey, Carlos. Carlos, don't you get too comfortable with that 666 over there. You know who I'm talking about. I still love you, but. All right, hold on. She says, no, it was not Candace. It was not the boys.
No, because see, the kids were immediately like, well, it's the kids. I was like, no, it's not. Because in my brain, I was like, I thought when kids, I think boys. Because Summer sounds, you hear.
I remember what I was going to say. Okay. Did you hear just a second ago? I'll play it back where I said, could it have been Candace letting out a scream of anguish, right? That's what I was trying to say anyhow. Like, could it have been Candace finding something? No, she immediately, she shuts it right down. She shuts it right down. Listen back. So Jody doesn't remember the scream. She can't hear it, but she can tell you it wasn't the boys. It wasn't Candace. It wasn't a cougar. A cougar. A cougar? God, torture. Anyhow, but she can't remember. But she knows it was not Candace. No.
You know, that's all. I mean, he's an adult. He can make his own decisions.
Thanks, Jody Sue. Maggie May asks, could it have been Candace screaming as if she had found Summer? Okay. She says, no, it was not Candace. And it was not the boys.
No. Because see, the kids were immediately like, well, it's the kids. I was like, no, it's not. Because in my brain, I was like, I thought when kids, I think boys. Because summer sounds, you hear them, but she doesn't come out as far as they do. So, yeah, you hear her bright and clear depending on where she's at and all these other things, but you didn't hear her in the same way. And I've heard her scream when she's mad, when she's crying, when she's being her loudest, right? Or being a brat. But this was so different. And but the boys' noises, because they're older, I've been around them longer, they've been there on the hill longer, and they're usually the ones to make the most noise, and they come out further. So in my head, it hit me as boys, not Summer. I would expect her to be in the spot that came from, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, no, it's not. That's it. I was like, no, it's not. Exact words. And they were like, no, Mom, that's the kids. And I was like, and I kept listening by that point, and it already left, like, the muffled stop for them. And Sissy was like, well, I still hear it at one point. And I was like, I don't. And her brother's like, yeah, but then, like, nothing for him, too. But then, I just, I don't know.
Yeah. Craig and Key says that they appreciate you and that you're really nice, and thank you for answering that.
Yeah, that's the thing with the screen. It's like I could be wrong. I don't know how. I don't know why. If somebody give me an answer, I'm entirely okay with being wrong. I'm entirely okay with it being something else somehow. But if somebody could tell me that would be great, because it would make the puzzle in my brain easier. If somebody could just delete that screen, because as long as it's here with me then, and I don't know that anybody ever could make me think otherwise. I mean, honestly, I don't. But if they could give me another plausible, I would be willing to be like, okay, well, then that makes my other theories easier than it does. If we had never heard that sound that day, it would make, I think, everything easier for me to put together. Well, then I kind of could see maybe how she was taken or who did this a little easier, especially since that scream and the dog both fight war in my head every day. And for some of my theories, they cancel each other out. So I don't,
Maybe as time goes on, it'll be easier for you to reach it and access it. Maybe when you're least expecting Jody Sue, I mean, that could completely unblock at any time. And maybe because you're trying so hard to remember, someone wrote it in the chat too.
I'm really not, because I get the warnings from my brain. I think that if I could hear it like I did that day, that's not going to be good.
There's some
reason, and I'm just letting my brain do what it's doing.
That's good.
But also, I think maybe if I could rehear it in my head over and over, maybe I could puzzle it. I mean, but those first days, I was up there and I couldn't sleep, and it was interview after interview, and it was just I mean, y'all just don't even know. There was no sleep. You weren't getting sleep. And there was a very short period in the morning right before daylight when all the helicopters come down. The drone would still be running, but there was less noise where you could get some sleep. And it was a very short period, and it was like that for weeks anyway. But those first days I could still hear it, and I was comparing it to other. And so at the time I could still hear it clear, and never could find a plausible in it. Like it just. But now it's made it into a shape longer that.
There was a man who bought a mule.
Like,
where? Sage Burner. I believe if they did hear something, it was a man on Beach Creek had just bought 2 mules. And if you ever heard a mule scream, it's animalistic. Well, I don't believe I have heard a mule. Hold on. Who bought a mule? Is that true? Let's listen. I don't really like the farm animals noises and stuff, but I will If that's true, does anybody know about this? A man bought a mule. Is that legit? Maybe she can explain things better during interpretive dance. Shannon, you know what? At this point, why hasn't she sat down with somebody like an expert of sorts? Like, why? If you have this event stuck in your brain and you cannot access a screen, why would you not reach out to someone, even like a counselor, like a licensed clinical therapist who can Jody, I think Jody Sue would be eligible for at least 3 counseling sessions a week. They would probably start her off like 3 times a week because this is serious. Like, she is serious. No expert can help her transform lives. Well, that's true, Luda. That's very true. Did someone really buy a mule? Does anybody know? I'm not even going to get into my... Not even a psychiatrist. No, out of the ashes, it doesn't even need to be a psychiatrist. There are therapists, counselors, licensed clinical social workers who can actually help. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. Not even hypnosis. EMDR, I do believe in EMDR. I don't know if anybody... Listen, I'm going to get into it, but there's a lot of ways that she could be helped if this is really true. So why hasn't she done that? You don't need to go through anything invasive or anything like that. It's not about Jody, it's about Summer. So why not? Why not call somebody in your local area that can help you? There are ways that you can unblock this noise that has turned into a shape for you. Okay, it's true, and I shall listen to a mule scream. Hold up. Do I really want to? Donkey very loud when upset. Listen, I'm not really into these farm animal type things. Hold on. Sounds like a horse. No, I don't think so. No. Who was it? Sage? I don't personally think so. Is a mule and donkey different thing? A mule is bigger than a donkey, right? But yeah, pretty much. Annabella, get out of here. You stupid. Do a mule sound. No. EMDR is some serious stuff. I actually have not been able to in 21 years. I've not been able to finish. So, but that was something traumatic. Okay. So something for me that I cannot work through is not the same as hearing a sound. All right. That's why I call bullshit on where she says she's not ready yet. The only reason you would not be ready is if you experience some kind of traumatic event, in my opinion.
I've had no issue. I can still feel blows and stabs and whatever else. Like, none of that bothers me. For some reason, my brain's like, nope. But there's some reason it doesn't want that. And so I'm just like, okay, we're going to leave it alone, because there's something that tells me that if I try to push it, it's going to be too soon for something. And
too soon for something like finding Summer? Is it too soon to find summer? It's been 13 fucking months. I'm just saying. Might be too soon. Too soon to find summer. Jody, could somebody go back and clip this? It might be too soon. Too soon to find summer. Listen to her words. Might be too soon for something. Like what? You're full of shit. Or you don't want the truth to come out. Jody Sue?
And there was a very short period in the morning right before daylight when all the helicopters come down, the drone would still be running, that there was less noise where you could get some sleep. And it was a very short period, and it was like that for weeks anyway. But those first days I could still hear it. And I was comparing it to other men, and so at the time I could still hear it clear. And never could find a plausible in it, like it just, but now it's made into a shape longer that, and the thing is, I've been through lots of traumas in my life. Like, I've had no issue. I can still feel bullets and stabs and whatever else. Like, none of that bothers me. For some reason, my brain's like, nope. But there's some reason it doesn't want that. And so I'm just like, okay, we're going to leave it alone, because there's something that tells me that if I try to push it, it's going to be too soon for something, and I'm just going to let it do what it needs to do, on its own time.
All right, let me see here. I'm going to pull up the next one. What time is it? 1:51. Let me see what I have, because I have to come back. I have to leave, and I'll be back in like 40 minutes or so. I might do 2 today, but give me a minute. Let me see what I have here that I can get through in the next. I think I have a couple short clips, so I'll pick one of those. And when I come back, I want to go through all these and get done with it, get it over. Like, maybe we can watch Goats Ignore Psychics later. I lived next to Goats. So Empress Nero, thank you so much, hon. But listen, I lived not too long ago. I would say about 6-7 years ago. I lived next to a couple who had a bunch of animals. And at first, when I moved in, it really annoyed me. Okay. I used to get like their chickens used to come in my yard, their roosters, all kinds of weird little critters and stuff would be we had quite a bit of land actually. But I woke up to goats every day. And they were quite annoying. And I didn't like the goats. Kind of bugged me out a little bit. But I know what they sound like, because my bedroom window was pretty close to them. So I do know what goats sound like. All right, I got the shape, I got the cameras, direction of the unfounded scream. So this one, did I already go over this one? I feel like I did. Did I? I don't know. Does anybody know if I already went over the direction of the scream? I feel like it's Groundhog Day every day. How long is this one? This one's too long. I'm going to get through this one. Hold on a minute. This one. No. Let me check this one. They had eggs and everything. They had a little egg stand. I used to go get eggs on Sundays. It was nice. It was cute. All right.
Yeah.
This one's shorter.
For those
I don't want to cut this up. Like, I don't want to chop it up. I want to do these on the second. Do you guys want me to come back after? I just have to run out for a little bit. I have to be somewhere. Am I from Massachusetts? No, Angela. Pretty much everywhere but Massachusetts. Nope, I'm not from Massachusetts. I'm more towards Connecticut. Southern New England. On the coast. When Jody Sue says she's looking at bits and pieces, that's clue. She wants us to draw closer, implying she's going to remember something relevant, something she will never be, but wants. Lori, you're funny. Well, no, I actually take this very seriously. Come back, that would be great. It's so much work, you guys. Like, it really is. It's so much work to listen to all of her jargon. Let's take a stroll really quick. Go over to Jody Sue's the tracks real fast. You can be fashionably late. No, I won't be late. I'll set up the stream the second I get up. Let's go to her. I didn't watch her last night. So an hour ago, she posted The Let Go by Elle King. Let me share this. So, hey, Ink. What did you say to the goat? Oh, you're talking to Annabella. Mentally, yeah, Maria. Mentally. But I'm sleeping really well, so that's a good thing. I'm sleeping good. That's all that matters. As long as I'm sleeping good, then I'm good. I'm not staying awake to listen to her throughout the night. She sleeps all day. I can't do that. I cannot do that. I can't function that way. All right, let's go to Jody Sue's community page. All right, I'm on full screen. I will. I'll come back. I have like a half hour. So, all right. Then she shares Old Dominion. I saw Old Dominion in concert with Miranda Lambert, actually. 21 Summer. I think they sing 21 Summer. That's one of my favorite songs. I love that song so much. Is it Old Dominion or is it someone else? I don't remember. It was years ago, probably like 5 years ago now. 4 or 5 years ago. Good morning, Vietnam. Best scenes. LOL. Aw. All right. So call it as I see it. I'll give them a shout out. They come from my old community. There's a bunch of little like clips over there of, I don't know, outbursts from me or whatever. I don't know. They're a clip channel. She shared it. They put it out 6 months ago. I never said that I built the Summer Wells community. I said, when I was talking about channels, see, Jody, no one even cares about this. Let's see what she put for hashtags. Tragedy, Pimpville, Mastermind, Scammer, Jody. Blood money. No blood money over here, Jody Sue. MGL, drain the well dry. I haven't talked to Marissa in, geez, I don't even know. When's the last time I talked to her? That was like October. Not October. January, February. As the seasons pass, Jody is still stuck in the winter. clearly, she hasn't gotten any sun. No vitamin D for Jody Sue. A new channel that I just saw that is posting about me, she shared. Tiffany Marie and disappearing checks. If you know how to suffer, you suffer less. Jody Sue, you're not the only one that's ever suffered, hon. Just so you know. When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. The Funeral by Youngblood. Listen to all these songs that she puts out. Listen to them all. I encourage you to. 21 hours ago, 4. Countdown 4. Billy Idol. I don't like Billy Idol. I never have. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap by AC/DC. Swimming with Orca in New Zealand. Okay. Oh, and then she shares the King's artwork. Good job, Jody. Good job. You shared AB's artwork. She doesn't even know that. I thought that was funny. I did see this. I'm like, why are you using AB's work? Cough. Oh. The Mystery Maven, she shared. So this group on YouTube again and again. Stop the true crime BS on harassing victims. Okay. Mystery Maven's cool. Shares Dr. Phil. One's letter. All right. So this right here. I'm sorry I'm not watching my chat. I apologize. She writes, there is a group. Now that's because Don said there's a group of people harassing him. He was talking about a Facebook group. So the group that Don was talking about was a Facebook group back in the very beginning. And I believe there were some people in that group that are on YouTube. But I very, very much detest what she's doing here because she's trying to make it like the group on Facebook had something to do with Summer. It's ridiculous. Like to Dance, John Michael Montgomery, day 7, 3 days ago. Oh, God. Look at this shit. Why does this man have to write novels? I'm not reading all this. I'll start laughing if I do. I know I will. I'll go into like a laugh vest over here if I start reading letters from Carl. It's good Tiffany isn't watching chat. We're fucking around. Have fun. I don't care what you do. I'm over here just talking away. Why? What's happening in chat? Hold on a minute. Do what you want. I don't care. All right, let me read. I'll read it. I'll read what Carl wrote. So Jody Sue shared 4 days ago with a period. Blood Money, Ben Keys, fizzle. You're both going to jail. Sat there on your perches singing like songbirds, but you're going to jail for multiple federal offenses. So now you should think clearly and get off YouTube and enjoy your loved ones while you still have time to see them without talking through a screen on a phone. I'm serious. Somebody screenshot this and tell Benny and Penny because the Weakling has me blocked. Fizzle, do you remember Ginger Snap's role? I do. You are not only being watched, but you are targets of the joint multi-pronged federal investigation. And Benny, I have an abundance of your worst nightmares at my disposal. Shall we make this even more interesting? Shall we? You just wait. Tell your attorney general. Oh my God. I said, hi, Benny. Benny, your mom is an accessory too. You just wiped out everything you hold dear to you. Nobody protects you. You're in deep shit. If you think you can just carry on forever, then you really have no perception of reality. Benny, I could strike the fear of God into you. Oh my goodness. Always know that. Always know it. But when your day does come, you will remember all of this post is full of truth. You all will. Penny, as a mother, you have let your sons down. They will see at your worst one day too. They will grow up. I think this is a little bit far-fetched. I mean, I don't know what Carl thinks. There's something going on that I don't know about. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say, Carl, we're worried about Summer, okay? Not worried about indictments looming over any YouTube creator. Just worried about finding Summer. Why Tiffany Marie has been busted over lies about sending a fake check is what I imagine probably says. Here, I'll give it a like. Next. Yeah, Chris did turn herself into the feds and admit her part in all this. Okay. Oh, hold on. Before I go anywhere. Hold up. I got to get this picture real fast. Let's talk about this for a minute. It should soak up a good 20 minutes. I could talk about this for a good 20 minutes. I'm so glad I just saw this. I was about to shut it off. All right. Where is it? We're going to look at a picture of Jody Sue on her stream. And she's just enjoying a sun-kissed. I thought that this was interesting. And I'm not trying to get into any kind of conspiracies or anything, but, I don't really do that. But this is not so much a conspiracy as it is just something I noted. And it triggered Jody Sue to the point that she hasn't stopped talking about it. So I know it bothers her because she's very bothered by the fact that I brought this out to the attention of people. And I caught this back when everything was good. I was still not on her channel, but I remember, actually, I saw this at the store and I almost got it, but it's so full of sugar. I was like, I got this new stuff, right? And it's probiotic soda, and it's called Culture Pop Soda. And I don't think that they sell it on the West Coast, but they have it on the East Coast. It's made in Massachusetts, but it's like in New Jersey, a whole bunch of places. I think it's even down in Tennessee, actually, because I was looking it up with my friend the other day, but it's called Culture Pop Soda. And it's so good. So why would I drink this when I could drink something healthy? Yeah, you know what I mean? All right. So hold on one sec. Let me grab this photo. Oh, that's what I was doing. Let me take this down. Hi, Duchess. I'll grab this real fast. This triggered Jody a lot. I said, that makes me think even more. Well, maybe we need to talk about it, because why would she get so mad about it? It's just a drink, right? Okay. You like cream soda? Cream soda is good. Yeah, I like cream soda too. I haven't had a cream soda in forever. I like the fountain one. You know what I love? I love root beer floats. I haven't had one of those in forever either. I'm really not big on soda. Although I did start drinking it when COVID came because that old lady on the Spanish flu said that her mom gave her a shot of Coca-Cola and a glass of water, and it kept them all healthy. They were like the only people that survived in their town. So I started drinking a little bit of Coca-Cola, and I added a couple pounds on. So yeah, no, don't drink soda. I'm trying to cut back on my soda. I'm not a soda drinker. I don't know why I started drinking it, but I did. Oh, thank you, Panda Berry. I know why she drinks fountain drinks, Tiffany. Easier to pour the booze in. You think so, Libby? Why doesn't Jody Sue go to the store like everybody else and get her own drinks and pour them in your own glasses? Like, I very rarely drink out of, she puts them in you could tell she goes to the fountain drinks. Like, you know how dirty? They say that the ice in those things are like the dirtiest ever. Why would you want to do that? I always get my drinks with no ice. You like Coke Zero? I don't drink anything zero, Lippy. Gives me a headache. No, it's the alkalinity, Dee Dee. You like Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper's good. Okay, so hold on a sec. Now, I know that it's just a drink, right? And I didn't really make a big deal about it. In fact, where is my post? It was kind of funny, actually, because my post... See if I can find it. They are renewing the search. They did renew the search for Maura Murray, guys, in New Hampshire. I don't know if you guys are paying close attention to that. If you go to my community post, I shared out the clip from News Nation. It was a half hour long. It's a really big deal. I'm so glad they did that. Oh, I wanted to go over this letter too. Don Wells letter. Maybe I'll do that eventually. I'm trying to find the post that I wrote to her. I have to go all the way back through again. All right, and then they found the missing Harvard girl. So sad. Oh, Ross Dog has been doing, because someone dropped Ross Dog's channel because he's been doing the interrogations. You can find his link on my community post too. He's been doing them every night. He puts out like interrogation pieces. So go over there and sub up to Ross. I like that. Jody never answered me on that show that she said that I knew about. Okay, here it is. It was just a blurb. Okay, so this is what I shared on my community post about the Sunkist. Because I've only ever seen people drinking Mountain Dew out there. I never see, where's Lady Sleuth? Lady Sleuth is Crime Has Consequences, Panda Berry. I think she changed her name. Mountain Dew is so sweet. I can't drink too much of that. But, I mean, it's all right. Oh, cold Mountain Dew is so good sometimes. Anyway, hold on. This is what I wrote. Just this little paragraph. Sometimes I wonder what she hides in her cups. Some say it's alcohol, but I think she likes orange soda. Never have I ever seen anyone else out of this crew pick up a Sunkist, a Crush, or a Fanta. Just an observation. There she is. And this has triggered 2 weeks of ranting. She's just ranting about this post that I made. I think sugar is horrible. Yeah, I like regular sugar. I don't drink like anything diet or anything like that. In my opinion, she may have told Don and Candace the songs for summer. Oh, I don't know about that. Duchess says, I love my Dr. Pepper, but my dentist said to never have a soda unless you're having a meal. Otherwise, drink water for your teeth. Oh. Yeah, the dentist doesn't like soda. Yeah, guys, make sure you go to the dentist. Stay up with your teeth, okay? You don't want to have rotten mouth. It does, Connie, but it also takes the enamel off your teeth. I'm big on like white teeth. So I'm going to say I use baking soda a lot to keep my teeth white always because I never wanted my teeth to turn like, but my dentist says do not brush with baking soda at all because it will take the enamel off. So I stopped. Yeah, through a straw. Annabella, agree. They say it still splashes in your teeth though. So, all right, enough about that. I'm not a dentist, but let me talk about this real fast. So everybody knows that there was a drink in the back seat, the orange, and I never talk about the drink. I've never really gotten into all. It's a soda. Okay, it's on the back seat. It's a soda. Where it came from, who knows? But I've never seen any of these people with anything except Mountain Dew. Anybody else? Oh my God, Shannon B, you kill me. You're so funny. I'm scared of the dentist, actually. I'm a baby. I'm like so weirded out by the littlest things. So has anybody ever seen anybody with a Sunkist or a Fanta or I'm just wondering. It's just an observation, nothing crazy. Jody's truck driver foam cups. Yeah, but what's in them? She likes soft drinks. Jody likes soft drinks. Why'd she get so triggered? There are documentaries about people in my area about Mountain Dew. Really? Huh. There's one on the counter in the Wells home. What, Care? What? There was one on what's on the counter? Oh God. Lady Sleuth doesn't come in here, I don't think. I haven't seen her anyhow. They just had slushies. Why a soft drink? Gypsy, well, I'm just saying, I think Jody drinks a lot of flavored soda. You just do. She's constantly with a fountain drink. I've never seen her drink out of her own glass or cup, unless it was a red Solo cup and she bought it. or a coffee mug. That's it. Like I drink out of glasses here. I mean, I don't waste my money on plastic and shit. I just drink out of glasses. I'm not, and I know other people do, but she does not drink out of her own glassware. Like, does she own glassware? I don't know. You think it goes back to laziness? Yeah, but think about never mind. It's a lot of money to be wasting on fountain drinks, but it's her life, not mine. I'm just saying this stands out to me because I've never seen Allie, Candace. Usually she does have cans of drinks with her when she's on live streams. I've seen her drinking out of cans before. Never a Fanta, never a Sunkist, never a Crush. She does not have time to do dishes or cook. No, she doesn't have time to do anything. Right? Was Jody in the truck? I wonder. Well, Gypsy, I have compared that voice over and over and it doesn't fit. Not for me anyway. I mean, I've listened to, it sounds like Allie to me. I've always heard Allie's voice. In my head, right? When I listen to the No in the truck, it sounds like Allison to me. And I can't shake that off. Like I tried to hear other voices and I can't hear anyone but Allie's. Which is, I mean, not, some people hear the same thing as me, but some people hear other people. Yeah, it does. I go to the grocery store. The amount of time that Jody Sue spends on Facebook doing her videos, which I can't watch anymore. How does she clean or cook? I don't know when I open. It's a great question because I struggle just to do the lives that I do. I try to do everything like around my lives and make sure that I have time to sit and really, I can't go live when I have dishes in my sink and stuff. Like I have to have dinner ready if I'm going live at night and stuff. Like I just don't like to be pressed for time. So whatever, she sits there all day. Who knows? I don't even care about her life. I just want to know what happened in summer. Anyhow, has anyone ever seen her eat anything? No, T-Bori, no. Come to find out, and that's probably a good thing. Thank God she doesn't eat on lives. Everyone else does. It's not good to eat on lives. All right, you guys, I will be back. What time? I'm thinking around 4 o'clock. So it's 2:30 right now. Give me till about 4. So look for my live around 4 o'clock. I'll share it on my community post and I'll put it in my Discord. As long as like no one else is live and nothing crazy is going on, I will come back to do those other 2 videos and I'll split it up in 2 parts. She eats frozen Uncrustable. Really? I wonder, Jenny, if her teeth bother her. And AB had brought up a really good point one day that it was like she had gauze in her mouth or like cotton balls in her mouth or something. Like maybe she had it. I wonder if her teeth bother her. I mean, drinking that shit's not going to help if that's the case. Damn, Uncrustables. I think her teeth hurt her. Later, Carlos. If I heard her too, I just leave to forever. All right, I'll be back at 4 o'clock. Oh, and I'll open my panel up this time. I forgot to do that. Sorry, guys. Let me take her down so I can leave. All right, everybody. I'll be back in an hour and a half.